Welcome to Atma Nirvriti Chapter 3's experiment session. Is everybody ready to begin? You have your fruit, you have your paper and pen, everyone? Okay. We will start with the easiest experiment because we also did it last week. We'll start with hearing. Okay? Do you experience a bell independent of the sound? No. Yeah. So you're familiar with this. The form is not conveyed to me through the sound. There is no demarcation between the form and the sound. Yeah. So the answer, you write whatever your answer is. Do you experience a bell independent of the sound? Yeah, so these are all conditioned labels. When I was a little baby, there was no bell separate and sound separate. There were no two words in my mind, no labels, no conditioning. Yeah, so as a baby, I could very clearly see it's the same thing. There is no two things. There was no duality to begin with. Duality was put in later because of my conditioning. Very, very clear? First one is clear. I move on to the second question. Do you experience a sound to be independent of the sense of hearing? Do you experience a sound independent of the sense of hearing? No. Yeah. The babies doesn't have such demarcation. Oh, till here there was sense of hearing and then here the sound began. No, there's nothing like that. So you write your answer. Do you experience a sound to be independent of sense of hearing? Third question. Do you experience hearing to be independent of knowingness? Knowing it, knowing the sound, knowing the hearing. Knowingness is not different from awareness. It's just a different word. Do you experience hearing to be independent of awareness or knowingness? Can you say till here there was the sense of hearing and then here the knowingness began? No. There is no line. There's no demarcation. Yes, we did this last week and you've been experimenting this all week. Are we all clear on this, these three? Can I add a fourth level to this now? Yeah. Do you experience a separate hearer or perceiver of sound independent of awareness? Do you experience a separate hearer of the sound, independent of awareness? Do you experience a separate perceiver of the sound, independent of awareness? If this is hard, with eyes open, close your eyes so that you're not distracted at all. You only focus on the sound and see, is there a separate hearer of the sound which you can demarcate from awareness? Did you find the hearer? Yeah, there is no hearer, no separate hearer of the sound. So I did not find a separate object of sound. I didn't find a separate sense of hearing, and I didn't even find a separate hearer. What did you find in all the cases? Awareness. Only knowingness, only awareness. Now bring your fruit. Did everybody bring their fruit? Do you experience the fruit apart from sight? Sight is nothing but shape and the color, whatever the color of your fruit is. Do you experience the fruit apart from sight, which means shape and color? Do you experience sight or shape and color apart from the sense of seeing? Do you experience seeing apart from awareness? The last part, do you experience a separate seer, independent of awareness? Yes, was the answer to all the 4 questions no? Yeah, good. Yeah, so it is very clear that I did not find a form, whatever I term as shape and color. A baby just sees first red, green, orange, change in color, maybe again red, green, orange, the curtains of his room or something. He does not see form. He does not label that is curtains. Oh, that is mummy standing there. Again, that is curtains. He does not have labels in his head. All he sees is some change. Again, something and then some change and then something and then change. These words are also not there in his mind. Yeah. So, very clearly, we do not find any sight. We do not find any sense of seeing, and we do not even find a separate seer. Yeah, these are just words that we use for communication with each other. The baby does not think like that, oh, I am seeing mummy right now. I am the seer of mummy. No. Are you seeing what I'm saying? There are no separate labels. Now, please take your fruit in your hand and smell the fruit. I hope your fruit has some smell. Even if it's a subtle smell. Do you experience the fruit independent of its smell? Close your eyes. Don't see it because we finished sight right now. Just close your eyes and just smell. Does the smell tell you that there is a fruit out there? Yeah? If you were not touching it, suppose your table was right close here. Yeah? Does it convey to you there is a fruit out there? It could be a perfume. It could be an incense stick. You have no idea. Or it could be just your dream. You wanted to eat that fruit that day, you didn't get a chance, and you're smelling it in your dream. So, do you experience the fruit independent of its smell or odor? No. Do you experience the odor apart from the sense of smelling? No, the same thing. Do you experience smelling apart from knowing of the smell or awareness of the smell? It's the same thing. And last, most important, again take your fruit. Close to your nose, close your eyes. Do you experience a separate smeller apart from awareness? No. There is no separate object of smell. There is no separate sense of smelling, and there is no separate smeller or perceiver of smell, however you like to write it. Okay. Now, experiment number 4. You pick up the fruit in your hand, close your eyes. Yeah. And you're only going to touch the fruit. Don't move the fruit in your hand. Just keep it still. Just touch. Yeah. And close your eyes. Do you experience the fruit independent of its texture? Smoothness is a texture, hardness is a texture. With your eyes closed, do you experience a fruit independent of its texture? No. Second question, do you experience the texture apart from the sense of touch? Apart from the sense of touching? Now move the fruit in your hand, in the same hand only. Just twirl it around with your eyes closed. Can you pay a little more closer attention when you're moving the fruit? The sensation is there. Now halt, stop, become still. Can you notice the sensation disappears into awareness? Yes? Yeah. Third question, do you experience touching apart from awareness? No, it's the same thing. Keeping the fruit in your hand, not moving it anymore, just keep it still. Do you experience a separate toucher or perceiver of sensation independent of awareness. All of us have this problem that we cannot see our body as perception. We think that this body is a real hard object. Yeah. So let's do it on the physical body. First, look at your own hand. Does this hand convey to me anything other than the shape and color via sight? Other than shape and color, I have no other knowledge through the sense of sight. Yes? And we just did form is equal to sight. Sight is equal to seeing. Seeing is equal to awareness. So, by sight, I am very clear that there is just awareness. Everything else is just label. Second experiment. Now, close your eyes. You're keeping your hand there only in front of you. Close your eyes. And with your other hand, touch your hand. Or just touch with one finger. Now, move the finger and see it feels either smooth or rough. Yeah. Now stop moving. Did you observe that the sensation disappears into awareness? The moment you stop, you recognize sensation is not different from touching. Touching is not different from awareness. Can you find a line between the sensation, whatever it is, rough or smooth your palm is? Can you find a line demarcating here roughness ends and here touching begins? No. Can you find a line demarcating that here touching ends and awareness begins? No. Yeah. So sensation is equal to touching is equal to awareness. Very clear? From sight also we got to awareness. From touch also we got to awareness. Let's do one more experiment because now this is a living object in your definition and this was a non-living object. Yeah. So now with your eyes closed, just move your hand and feel the air. Keep your eyes closed so you can just focus on the touch of air. Does this sensation that you are experiencing convey to you that there is a physical object out there apart from awareness? Is it separate from awareness? Can you draw the line between awareness and the physical object that is kind of moving, kind of giving me this different sensation? It doesn't matter what the sensation is. Sensation is not different from feeling or touching. Yeah, touching and feeling are the same. Yeah, so you're feeling here when the hand is moving. So sensation is not different from the sense of feeling. And sense of feeling is not different from awareness. Yeah. Does that sensation give you any proof of the existence of a physical body independent of awareness? No, no? Are you getting it? The little baby does not think mummy is a physical body, living body, and my toy is a non-living toy, whatever, non-living object. Does he think like that? He doesn't have those labels. He doesn't recognize even movement as that attribute that belongs to a living thing, and not movement, not moving, an attribute that belongs to a non-living thing. This is also a label. This is also a conditioning. Yeah. So I want you to experiment more on touch. Touch different surfaces. Yeah. So that this becomes more and more clear to you. Example, put your hands under the water flowing in the basin and close your eyes. Don't use any other sense. Just focus on touch. Yeah. Is that sensation different from the sense of feeling? Is that sense of feeling different from awareness? Yeah. Then touch a rough surface, touch the bark of a tree. Yeah. So do different kinds of experiments with touch on your own. This is your homework. And see, do you come to the exact same thing? That sensation is not different from touching or feeling or sensing. And touching, feeling, sensing is not different from awareness. Remember, this is just a notion that we carry, that my awareness is trapped inside this bag of skin. This is nothing but a notion. Does a baby think like that? Does he even recognize the boundary of this skin as inside the skin is I and outside the skin is the other? No, a baby doesn't even think like that. Yeah. So this is just a notion of something that has developed through conditioning. And I start feeling, because of this conditioning, that my awareness is trapped here and the other people's awareness is trapped inside their bags of skin. And that's why others' awareness is separate from my awareness. This is a notion. Yeah. Do you see it in direct experience? In direct experience, what are you really seeing? What is happening? In direct experience, I see, no, form is not different from sight. Sight is not different from seeing. Seeing is not different from awareness. So how can that form be outside awareness? It is within awareness. So that other bag of skin that I call a human, another person in whom his awareness is trapped, it's actually a wrong notion. From my direct experience, I actually see awareness in which that form has arisen and in which that form dissolves. Now the same thing applies to this physical body, my own bag of skin that I keep thinking is real, has awareness inside it, not outside it. But when I recognize that, oh, touching my own body tells me this is awareness, this is not a physical body, it is not a physical object. Yeah, then all these notions start crumbling. There is no outside of the ocean of awareness. Everything is within awareness. This is what direct experience conveys to me. Intellectual label that I put on from school, from conditioning, from my upbringing, from culture, from society, that is all intellectual. That has happened later, when the baby went to school, when he was educated. But direct experience tells me there is nothing outside this ocean of awareness. Every form is not different than seeing. Seeing is not different than awareness. Every form, whether it is the mountains, the sky, the sun, the moon, human beings, or non living objects, there is no outside of awareness. Everything is in awareness. And whose awareness? My own awareness. Can I experience somebody else's awareness? Veena, please come here. I want to see your awareness. Not possible. You're creating stories now. Nothing is outside my ocean of awareness. Till here clear? Now, we added one extra level today. There was no seer. There was no hearer. There was no smeller. No toucher. Yeah, and I leave the taste option to you if you want to take a bite of your fruit and taste. And tell me, did you find a taster? Was that taster separate from awareness? So it becomes very clear that there is nothing outside my own ocean of awareness. Everything is my awareness, but still should I even say my awareness now that I've not found any perceiver? Yeah, that's why we say nothing is outside the ocean of awareness. We don't say my anymore because I did not find a taster, a toucher, a smeller, a seer, or a hearer. Yeah, if you really go deeper, you will see there is no thinker also, no feeler also. Yeah, so experiment. Can you find a thinker? Can you find a feeler? Every morning, all this comes up in my field of awareness. The form comes up, seeing comes up, the awareness is there, and I recognize, oh, there is no seer, really, everything is nothing but awareness. So every morning, this movie of awareness switches on. It's like images playing on the screen, different images, different drama every day, and every night it dissolves. It's a simultaneous creation plus consciousness show, plays all day, and simultaneous dissolving of the creation and consciousness show. Consciousness is nothing else but awareness here. Yes, very clear. Do you want to do the tasting of your fruit? Do you experience the fruit independent of its flavor? Can you draw a line? Oh, here the fruit ends and the flavor begins. Do you experience the flavor separate from tasting, the sense of tasting? Whatever it is, sweet fruit, sour fruit, whatever. Is that flavor different from the sense of tasting? Can you draw a line? Sense of tasting stops here and then this sour flavor begins. No. Do you experience tasting apart from awareness? No, it is the same. And the most important, do you experience a separate taster or perceiver of the taste independent of awareness? This can be hard for some people who love some fruit and they're eating it, and then they say, I am tasting it. Yes, something inside is shouting, I am tasting it. Okay, put your pen and book aside. Where is the I? Can I look for the I? Can I find it? Is it separate from awareness? Can I say, here is I and here is the line between I and awareness? Awareness begins here. Could you find I, the taster? Could you find I, the smeller? Could you find I, the toucher? Can you find I, the seer? Can you find I, the hearer? In all these experiments, you notice there is no perceiver. There is no I. There is just awareness. All clear? Yes, so what is the realization from this? That everything, every person, every situation, every object in your house, every object in this creation is nothing but an arising, a wave that arises in awareness and sets. I have no proof of any object existing outside of awareness. I don't even know if objects exist. Objects are just labels, which means you have no proof your children exist, your spouse exists or not, your parents sitting in India exist or not. You have no idea. Yeah? It's a shocking realization that there is nothing outside my field of awareness. I cannot prove that something outside my field of awareness exists. In my direct experience, I have no idea. This is all clear? Difficult for the ego to accept. It doesn't want to accept, but that's what my direct experience tells me. Yeah, it is something that you will have to start looking at in your daily interactions. Of course, please don't go and talk Advaita talk at the grocery store. You do not exist. The fruit does not exist. The grocery does not exist. No, you don't do that. That's not the intention of this. The intention of Advaita is to help you realize that this waking dream is not different from the dream at night. How much importance do you give to that dream that happens in the night? The moment you wake up, it's gone. You let it go. It's over. How much ever trauma you went through, how much ever joy you went through, everything is just let go, right? I don't hold on to the tiger of the dream and I don't hold on to the $1 million lottery of the dream. And just let it go. Oh, okay, it was a dream. Yeah? Similarly, this waking dream, I have no proof in my direct experience that it is different from my dream at night. So when I don't take that dream at night very seriously, I don't start sweating and wondering and creating Excel sheets about the tiger that is going to attack me. I just let it go. It's a silly dream. Similarly, don't churn in your head about the perceived or the imagined tiger in your life. It could be some person you dislike. It could be maybe a financial problem you see coming or some problem at work. Yeah? Don't go on and on and on and on. It's only the mind. It's the mind that is creating this excitement or the state of depression, the state of agitation. Yes, I, the awareness, am always free of joy, free of depression. There are no ups and no downs. And everything is nothing but that awareness. It is just a movement in that awareness. Yeah? This is the main application of this. This pulls you out of your suffering because you recognize, oh, my suffering is only mind made. It is the story in my mind that is causing my suffering. I don't even have proof whether this person exists or this thing exists or this situation really exists. Yeah? So then you start living life very lightly. You're not with a big burden on your head. Everything is just a play. Clear? So actually we did 6 experiments, not 5. Did you? How many of you realized that? Touch had 2. We did the fruit, touching the fruit, and then the body. We also did the experiment of the physical body is inside awareness. Awareness is not trapped in a bag of skin. All clear?